Hi, cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, when Black people found out that it is Make America Great Again, there were so many reactions like, what great are you trying to make America? Because from the things that I have read, there was never a time that it was great about people that look like me. And for those that will say, are there no changes and all of that? One thing I am going to say is that I am grateful that my people are no longer where they used to be. And life is a little bit better, but nothing changed. So many things that we all thought that it changed only evolved. Black people tried telling them about Project 2025. They said it is all about Black people. You all are selfish. You all do not understand it. Like, how do you think a woman can do good for this government? Black people did all they could because sincerely, you could see their heart that they all came out and they made it happen. Now, the worst part is that it is affecting everybody, including the people that thought that they are untouchable, right? Because to them, they said that their life is going to be great. Like, we don't want to be minorities, but it looks like the minorities are them because they are up and down, crying around. I never knew. If I had known, I would not have voted. They told you people. Now the leopard is eating some people's faces. You know what? Let's get into this video.
We have breaking news right now. The Trump administration will be pulling the United States out of the United Nations Human Rights Council and will cut off all funding for UNRWA, which is the relief agency that provides funding and support for Palestinians. According to Politico, who reported the news first, the United States is expected to pull out of the United Nations Human Rights Council as soon as today or potentially this week. Right now, the United States Senate is actively considering Elise Stefanik to be the next ambassador to the United Nations. It's unclear whether this decision to pull out from the Human Rights Council will occur before she takes office. She's expected to be confirmed via bipartisan support. This comes as Elon Musk and Donald Trump are working to actively dismantle USAID. And Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, even said that he was the interim acting director of USAID, even though the State Department and USAID are two separate and independent agencies with one another. I'll continue reporting on all of this, so be sure to follow along for more. And spread the word. A lot is happening in Washington, D.C. right now. As we get more information, I will get it to you.
So it's Monday morning, and the foolishness continues. Federal employees have been locked out of their offices, have been locked out of their buildings.
More ominous news breaking this morning. Employees at USAID's headquarters in Washington, D.C. say they were told to stay home after receiving an unexpected early morning email right before the start of the workday. By the way, don't worry right now, I'm not driving, I'm just a passenger in the car. The email instructed all USAID workers in the Capitol to remain at home. Per CNN, the email read the following, quote, "At the direction of agency leadership, the USAID headquarters at the Ronald Reagan Building in Washington, D.C. will be closed to agency personnel on Monday, February 3rd, 2025. Agency personnel normally assigned to work at USAID headquarters will work remotely tomorrow, with the exception of personnel with essential on-site and building maintenance functions individually contacted by senior leadership." The email was sent just hours after Elon Musk was speaking about USAID on a Twitter Spaces, saying that Donald Trump agrees with him that the agency needs to be shut down. Musk over the weekend also repeatedly called the people who run USAID criminals. Over the weekend, Trump also said the agency, which helps with humanitarian relief and foreign aid, is run by a bunch of lunatics. To stay up to date on all the news, follow us now.
This is Project 2025. Remember, I told you in Project 2025, they were going to get rid of thousands of federal employees, right? First, they offered to give people severance packages with pay up to 8 months. That didn't work because people aren't stupid, right? And now they said, we'll just lock them out of the buildings. They can't get into these offices. Yeah, I'm starting to believe what a lot of people are saying out there. This is a government takeover. This is a coup. This is not a presidential administration. Y'all voted for this. Finally, the Democrats have shown up.
You guys, House Democrats are currently trying to gain access to the USAID building amid Elon Musk's shutdown of the agency's offices today. You can see a picture of them right here. They are currently being blocked by law enforcement as they demand entry. Just before they headed over to the USAID building, they gave a press conference outside demanding that Elon Musk keep his hands off the agency. Democrats who are there included Jamie Raskin, Jerry Connolly, Chris Murphy, Ilhan Omar, Jim McGovern, among others. McGovern made clear in his speech that USAID is under the control of Congress and that Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire oligarch, should keep his hands off it. As the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, he also wrote a letter to Republican James Comer, who runs the committee, demanding that he call in Elon Musk for a committee hearing this Wednesday. Folks, there is a lot to report on. Make sure you're following us for all the updates, and make sure you check out the Midas Touch podcast live on YouTube tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, so you get all of today's news.
It is really a sad day in America. We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made.
This is a constitutional crisis that we are in today. Let's call it what it is. The people get to decide how we defend the United States of America. The people get to decide how their taxpayer money is spent. Elon Musk does not get to decide. We are weaker today than we were yesterday. China sees that, Russia sees that, and they will take advantage. Our job and your job together is to raise our voices, raise the alarm, so that this crisis, this emboldening of our enemies, doesn't last a second longer than it has to.
Wait a minute. Is that all? No course of action? Y'all not calling in the military? Nobody's going to be arrested? Y'all just got a bunch of strongly prepared words? What's the course of action, Democrats?
What Trump and Musk have done is not only wrong, it's illegal. USAID was established by an act of Congress, and it can only be disbanded by an act of Congress. Stopping this will require action by the courts and for Republicans to show up and show courage and stand up for our country. Further, I'm urging my fellow Democrats to use every legislative tool we have at our disposal to slow down and stop this crime from succeeding.
Now we know why Elon has so much beef with the USAID. U.S. policy was to help bring an end to apartheid and establish non-racial democratic government. If you don't know, South Africa has been on apartheid for a really long time. And white folks have taken that shit over. In response to this, policies and the act of the USAID and South Africa was responsible for financing projects that apartheid victims viewed as critical in promoting social, political, and economic change through peaceful means, which means that Elania will not profit at all. On top of that, that is why Pe0ple is refusing to give aid to South Africa, because now white farmers are allegedly getting their land taken away from them. Land they stole, land that wasn't theirs in the first place. See, they want to remove the U.S. aid so that the apartheid can continue. Well, actions of the apartheid, because the apartheid was abolished, but they're still living in that shit to this day. I hope the Democrats can get their ass up and file a lawsuit, because this is the second thing that Pe0ple's administration has done that is actually against the law.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is a visual representation of where America is 14 days in. This is a piece of driftwood rocking a red hat and saying, "Make America great again." Oh, I'm sorry. You're not really getting the picture. It's just a piece of wood with a hat on it. Okay. Maybe this will get you. Getting the picture yet? Oh, you need one more visual representation? Say no more, fam. I got you. There you go, kids. There you go. More Driftwood smiling with a "Make America Great Again" hat. I need all you Driftwood Americans to, gird yourself. What I'm about to say is going to hurt, and I don't care. Because at this point, it needs to be said. This is my first post today. Very first. I talked a little bit about this on the radio show this morning, but I really need to make sure you feel me on this. Dumb people are going to fuck us all over. I watched a video this morning from a woman who basically said that she would have never voted for Vice President Harris. Never. A highly intelligent woman, don't get me wrong. But she said, "I would have never voted for Vice President Harris." And all I could think while looking at this highly intelligent woman is this. How you gonna say you fight for everybody and won't even do anything to stop everybody hurting? Let's say you had a magic crystal ball that lets you see 1 week into the future. 1 week. Lets you see 1 week into the future. And you look into that crystal ball and you find out that your entire family, a week from today, is going to be assassinated, executed by a pipe bomb. All right. With that knowledge, you would want to stop. You would want to stop that from happening. You're going to do everything you possibly can to stop that from happening. All right. But let's say it's your neighbor. You and your neighbor really don't get along. Y'all fight over the bushes. Y'all fight over dog poop in each other's yard, shit like that. Y'all don't get along. But you look in your crystal ball and you see that in a week from today, your neighbor's house is going to explode. Everybody in the house is going to be killed. The entire house is going to explode. It is at that point that you have a choice, because it is not in your best interest to save them. Let's say the fact that you don't get along, I ain't going to save them. Meaning you have a chance to stop what is going to happen to an innocent family, but you choose not to. That is where Driftwood Americans come in. You see, Driftwood Americans don't give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about themselves. They would see that, know that your house is going to blow up, and not only not tell you, but laugh and joke about it the night before. They would have a beer with you, say, hey, everything's okay. The next day, they would watch as your house goes up in an explosion. That is the essence of a Driftwood American. The essence of one. It is them, in no unsimple terms, saying, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't. Now, if we were talking about an isolated island where there's two people, okay, maybe that might work. You were talking about a nation of 330 million people. 330 million people. And right now, everybody is hurting. Sure, you get a lot of people come on TikTok or come on social media and talk about how great things are. But deep down, they know it's not. They're worried. They're worried about their federal job after a man with no security clearance now has control of their personal information, and that includes their Social Security, disability, the veterans benefits, and anything like that. But they'll come on TikTok and tell you everything's fine. This is exactly what they voted for. They didn't realize they fucked themselves, but they got to like cover it up. That again is the other aspect of a Driftwood American. See, a Driftwood American will see that the problem could happen, and there's no way to mitigate it except to be aware of it. And they will then in turn look out for themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. Self-preservation's a motherfucker. We all of us practice some shape or form of self-preservation. We all do. Not going to sit up and lie and say that we don't. I do it. I care about the wife, the kids, the grandkids, the dog, the house, all of that. But I'm also consciously aware that just because my family's doing good doesn't mean other families aren't. That's what happens when you are raised in a desperate situation with desperate people and you see what that desperation has them doing. Now, I do not purport myself to be an activist. I do not purport myself to be a person who can lead as an activist or activism. I never purported myself to be that way. I'm a social commentator. I'm the guy that informs activists, this is the fight you need to have right now, and it needs to be all-encompassing. That's why I use the word human rights. Because at the end of the day, whether you like your neighbor or not, your neighbor is still a human. Your neighbor is still a human. And if you just so happen to be of a faith, be it Christianity, Islamic, Buddhism, or what have you, you understand that even in your holy books, taking care of others is part of the job. So I will commentate on what society is not doing based on that. I don't make my shit out of selfishness. I literally try to do this out of altruism. But I will tell you, Driftwood Americans are going to kill us all. They are. The idea of rugged individualism, the idea of you got to get it on your own, the idea of dog eat dog and there's limited resources, that shit will eventually murder us. It will. Because truthfully, how great would you feel if everything you love is taken care of, but everybody around you is dead or harmed or hurt or maimed? It's a very hollow victory. It's like winning the lottery by murdering everybody else that's playing it. Yeah, you won, but at what cost? That's why having conversations with Driftwood Americans piss me off so goddamn bad. That's why. I told you, ignorant and not knowing is one thing. I will work with ignorant and not knowing until the ignorant becomes very cognizant of things. But ignorant and bold piss me off. And it pisses me off around the goddamn horn. I don't give a fuck what side of the political aisle you're on. I don't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman. I don't give a fuck if you're black or white. I don't give a fuck if you're old or young. I don't give a fuck if you're gay or straight. If you are ignorant and bold, I cannot stand you. I can't. I cannot. You 1-inch people that look at just the 1 inch of the field that you're on, you people are the reason the game sucks. You're the reason America sucks. You are. Because in your little bubble, as long as you're straight, everybody else should be fine. But outside of that bubble, there's a fucking planet full of people. And any choice you make affects those people, whether you believe it or not. That's why I showed y'all the pictures of those Driftwood Americans. Because the mindset that produces people like this is like a disease. It is cancerous. It spreads. It can go in stages. And if you don't deal with it ahead of time, you will die. I know that sounded grim, but truth is truth.
I lived in a refugee camp for 4 years as a child surviving civil war. It is the essential programs that USAID provided that kept my family and I fed and safe. It is the resources that so many people around the world rely on. And it is our soft power, Oftentimes, people interact with our country through the military. That does not create love for us, and it certainly does not keep us safe. When the world interacts with Americans through programs that provide essential need, they get to see the heart and compassion of the American people. What Trump and Elon and all of their cronies are trying to do is take away the constitutional power of Congress. We get to decide. We have the power of the purse. We get to decide where money is allocated, and it's the executive's power to make sure that that money gets to where it needs to get.
USAID employees was told not to go to work today, not to go to the agency headquarters today, but to work from home, after Elon Musk and Donald Trump essentially agreed to shut the agency down. If you guys remember, yesterday, USAID's chief security officer was placed on a leave after trying to prevent Elon Musk and Dodge from getting access to classified material. And now employees are saying, don't go to the office anymore. Remember, USAID is a government agency fully funded by Congress. Mr. Trump and Musk, they cannot use an executive order to abolish a federal agency. But that's look like what they are trying to do. Employees are being told not to come into work anymore. I don't think this is legal, but hey, it's the president.
We have big news right now. I am reporting live right outside of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. This is the agency that Elon Musk and Donald Trump want to shut down right now. They told employees not to come in the office, and a protest is happening right out front as we speak. Let me show you what's happening. Hundreds of people are currently gathered out front protesting Elon Musk and Donald Trump's decision.
So this is all I got from this video. And this is also the part of Make America Great. Black people tried as much as they could to avoid. But to some people, I mean, it is okay to make America great. We don't care who gets hurt or who is okay and who is not, right? And now it looks like everybody is hurting. Why? Because some people, why they voted for who they voted for was because they thought that it is their gateway to heaven. I remember that I brought videos of people saying that why they voted is because, in her own word, I brought this video here back then, that a black woman cannot rule this country, that the economy is bad, that also that she is not strong enough to handle it. And why would them depend on black men? Because to them, they felt like if she becomes the president, black men will have upper hands in everything. This was her only excuse. I also remember bringing a video of someone saying that he is a Christian, right? And not just only that, that he is also a business-minded person, so that he is going to take this country far when it comes to business. Another one is a woman saying, we do not want to be the minorities. So why do we have to vote for Kamala Harris? If we do vote for her, we absolutely will become the minority. See, all these are the things I heard some people, a group of people say. The other people, they were told that you will be deported if you end up voting for him. And they said it is forever, for better, for worse, right? Whatever happens, let it happen. That they will still vote for him. Okay, this was the people that are documented, that it is him or never, right? The ones that were undocumented said, even if I am documented, I am still going to vote for him because he deserves to be there. Now the story has changed. I am seeing videos of people saying, send him to prison. He deserves to be locked up, from a Latino. I am not joking. I am going to scroll back again, find it, and show you. That shows you how quick people can turn around. Why people were trying to educate a lot of people on the implications of making America great again. Some thought, no, it's a black thing, because one thing that I have found out is that when they tied something or a benefit of something to black people, it is actually, I don't know why they do it, but look around, most of the benefits that they benefit more. I am not going to call names. You should know, right? All the things that everybody benefits from, they tie that to black people. Even Obamacare, to tell you how they are. Even Obamacare, they said it's a black thing. Now, you can see, some people really do not understand what is going to happen. Do you know the funniest part? The funniest, it's not funny actually. The whole world, eyes are on America as it stands. If you look around, people are talking about America. If you look where people are talking about America. Now, a lot of people said it's about the groceries, it's about this and all that. It's been how many days in that office? What happened to bringing down the groceries? Or was that not part of the... And lastly, he said, I am not promising you that I will make it work, or I am going to make it work. And the people that, it's been how many days in the office, he is already glamoring, looking for a way to put it in the Constitution. The term. That is to tell you that there are some people who are in for it. And the secretary actually came out to say that something in the Constitution is unconstitutional. Now that tells a lot. And then let's talk about the aids that is being withdrawn all over. I don't care if the US decided that they are not giving people, but then this is Donald Trump's word. I heard that some people in South Africa are being ready to disease towards the other people. That is, people that look like them, right? That they are taking African Americans are taking away their lands from the people that stole it. So them taking away their lands back means that they are not being lenient anymore. That is to tell you how these people are so much ready for this. See, sincerely speaking, I am not going to tell you that because I am not, what do they call it? People that read the future, right? A soothsayer. I am not going to tell you that I am a soothsayer, but in the next how many months will really be a lot of stories. But one thing I am hoping for is that my people really find a way to bounce back irrespective of everything going on. Still Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to you all. Bye for now.